Question of the Week from the Naked Scientists.
Hello and welcome to Question of the Week. I'm James Titko. This week's question comes in from listener Akori.
I was wondering if I bury a dead animal in my yard and then grow herbs or vegetables on top of the dead animal, would those herbs or vegetables be safe to eat? And does it matter if the animal died of disease? Thank you.
Thanks, Akori. An excellent question, and one I've asked Professor Malcolm Bennett at the University of Nottingham School of Veterinary Science to have a look at for you.
I think this is, like all great questions, simple to ask and maybe not quite so simple to answer. If there is a simple answer, I guess it's probably yes, but. So let's deal with the yes part first. Of course, lots of the food you eat will have been in direct or indirect contact with dead animals, dead invertebrates, dead small mammals and birds, and of course poo, which if it comes from a carnivore or an insectivore is a kind of processed dead animal. And the microbes involved in decay are usually not pathogenic, that's to say they don't usually cause disease. And most of the pathogens in the corpse, if they cause the death of the animal, for example, will die by the time your vegetables have grown because they don't really survive in soil. Furthermore, these bacteria and their toxins are rarely, in fact I can't think of any examples, actually taken up by the roots of plants. The first really big but is if the animal died of anthrax. So the bacteria that cause anthrax can survive in the soil for tens, maybe hundreds of years. And when exposed to air, they form spores that readily form aerosols and you breathe them in and they can kill you. In somewhere like the UK, anthrax, which is usually seen in farm animals, has always been pretty rare. So anthrax would still not be taken up by any plants that grew in that soil, but I suppose you could get it, for example, from digging potatoes somewhere which was contaminated, maybe a long time ago, so nobody even guessed the place was contaminated. The other but is to do with water contamination. The chemicals released from a rotting body can get into water, and some of these might contain or encourage the growth of bacteria which produce toxins, which wouldn't be very good for you, and at the very least taint the water's taste. And that in turn leads us on to the law, which is quite big on this. In most of the UK, you can bury small pets in your own garden, but it has to be your own garden, it has to be your own land. You can't bury them in a local park, and you can't bury them in your neighbour's garden. So if I go back to the beginning, I think my conclusion is still that the answer is yes, but.
So, Akori, as long as the animal didn't die of anthrax, those vegetables and herbs should be okay, given that the soil isn't very hospitable to the microbes involved in decay, and the plants wouldn't take them up anyway. But anyone thinking of burying an animal in their garden should check the law in their jurisdiction. Thanks for your question, and thanks to Malcolm Bennett from the University of Nottingham for the answer. Next time, we'll be giving this question a whirl.
Hello, the Naked Scientists. It's Oscar from Oxfordshire here, and my question today formed when I returned from a drive up to motorway speeds and there was a snail in my wheel. This got me wondering, do snails get dizzy? All the best.
And be sure to drop us a line if you have a question of your own. The address is chris@thenakedscientists.com. You can also log on to join the conversation on our forum. It's nakedscientists.com/forum. Until next time, from me, James Titko, thanks for listening and goodbye.
Question of the Week is part of the Naked Scientists podcast. Look us up online at nakedscientists.com.